This is an example of a plan view page inside of Visio, and what you see is an AutoCAD drawing that has been inserted onto the page, and then SI5 shapes have been dragged from the project data matrix or the stencil tree over to the page to lay this out. There's a speaker with a wire. So getting the AutoCAD floor plan is the most common question we get, so I'm just going to take you to a blank plan view page and just show you that method. Now, the AutoCAD files need to be cleaned before they can be brought in, meaning brought into a format that Visio will accept. And there are instructions for this in the user's guide as well as on our forum. So look there for that information. So I'll go ahead and show you how to insert a drawing that's already been cleaned. Insert CAD drawing. It's a function of Visio. Pull this up. Go find your AutoCAD file that you want to insert. Go ahead and select this one, choose this one, and then select open. So what's going to happen is you're going to get the CAD drawing properties window open and then a preview behind here of what it's going to look like on the page. And I'll just move that so you can see it a little bit. You see it's kind of overlapping my frame, so I'd probably want to move that. But the first thing I want to do is get rid of this custom scale. Visio always wants to take an AutoCAD drawing and make it into a custom scale so it'll best fit on the page. But I want to try to use the standard, which would be 1/4 inch equals a foot architectural, and see if that works. So I'm going to hit apply, and it's going to resize the drawing and see if that works. And it does. Now, of course, I could move this drawing around a little bit. If I plan to move it, you're going to want to uncheck the lock size and position option for now, and then move it on the page, and then reset this. I'll show you how to do that, actually. So I'm going to not lock it, choose OK to bring it into the page. And then I'm going to move it into position. We'll say I'll move it right there. Now to go ahead and correct or lock it back down, I use right click, go to CAD drawing object, then properties, and lock it. So once it's locked down, you'll see the handles will turn from green to gray. That means I can't move it, can't rotate it or anything like that. One last step I want to really lock this down is just to right click and choose to go to view, layer properties, and then you see right now there's only one layer on the page, and it is that CAD drawing, and I'm just going to lock it. So now that the CAD drawing is locked, you can drag and drop shapes from SI5 over. So if the products already exist in the project data matrix, drag from here. If you're still building the product, you can drag from the stencil tree. Since we already have products in here, let me go ahead and I'll pull over a speaker here, drag it and drop it. And what drops, or a plan view shape, is a very simple shape. In the case of a speaker, it's going to be a circle with SPK in it, and it also gives you the component ID beneath it. Other products will usually drop a square or a rectangle with an abbreviation of the category in it, but there's not a whole lot of detail on these shapes. Rightfully so. You're trying to do an overhead view, something very simple just to point out where a ceiling speaker might be going or where a wall plate's going to go. And as we saw on the finished product, you can drag wires over as well. So let's go ahead and find... There's a speaker wire right here, and pull that over, drop it on the page. And you can then take this shape and connect it to this one. I'll move this here and then make a connection. It turns red when you've got a connection, and you can then, of course, move this around as needed. And so most of the shapes on a plan view page are scalable. We're not really concerned about what size you make these. If you do want a scaled plan shape, we have that option in many of our stencils. So take a look here. Let's just say we wanted to do an overhead view of a rack. So let's go to equipment racks. And I'm just going to expand the list so you can see the names here of the shapes that are inside of here. And you can see that there's a plan icon shape, and those will be the ones that you can scale. I'm just going to drop over and you can scale them. The plan scale shape is going to drop, and it will scale based on the width and the depth of the product that you've selected, those properties for that product. And so that, in quick summary, is a line diagram page and the properties of a line diagram page.